This is Jordan Tower JT News. Well, I was the first to report DJ Khaled and Ace Hood having a problem with each other. And now people are seeing it more and more so, okay? Now, people begged to differ with me before, but, and this has been a problem that's been going on for a few years, okay? But it's been more evident now that Khaled is big on Snapchat for the past year or so. And you have clearly seen the absence of Ace Hood. You've seen Ken Jones, his artist Ken Jones. You haven't even seen Vado, okay? It's more about DJ Khaled. Ken Jones is signed to him. Ken Jones is a very popular artist right now. But, you don't see Ace Hood. And this is someone who I witnessed him bring into the game in 2009, okay? Now, let's not play who's the bad guy here, because I think they both play their blame in this game here, okay? So let's attack it from both sides. Okay, now you got Ace Hood is signed to Khaled under a standard artist contract. And this is the music business, like I said before, okay? It's a business. It's not the music friendship, okay? So Khaled can only go so hard for somebody as how hot they are. I mean, we know of Ace Hood because of DJ Khaled. He pushed Ace Hood on us the first few years, starting from the Victory album, then We the Best Forever, and Kiss the Ring. You always heard Ace Hood, and then Ace Hood skipped the whole mixtape bracket and everything and getting hot in the streets and went straight to albums, okay? The first album was Gutta, and he had that song Cash Flow with T-Pain and Rick Ross at the time, okay? That was our introduction to Ace Hood, okay, on Def Jam. Khaled had that much clout that he could rush an artist through the process, get him right to major deal status. But people weren't taking to Ace Hood too much. He only did like 25,000 the first week. People weren't really messing with him because you didn't grow with Ace Hood. You just Ace Hood just got put on you. Now, not to take anything from Ace Hood, he's a great artist and great lyricist, and this is why Khaled gravitated to him. And mind you, Dollars and Deals are the ones that are the ones that are responsible for Kodak Black right now, are the ones that were responsible for Ace Hood back then and brought him to Khaled. Okay, just to make that clear. Okay, then Khaled, instead, Def Jam went with Khaled and said, okay, we're going to go for Ruthless. Next album, next year, 2009. They dropped it. Sold even less copies the first week. So they were done with it at that point. I mean, 2 losses. All the money they put into it. Khaled pushing Ace Hood in the forefront wasn't enough to have him sell because you didn't grow the artist, okay? Now, he's locked into a contract. He has a 360 deal with We the Best, okay? Now, Ace Hood talks about how he went broke around this time between his Ruthless album, Blood, Sweat, and Tears album. He worked hard and built a mixtape rack in the streets and got a song called Hustle Hard Hot you got to force the label to mess with you sometimes. The label did go out there and introduce Ace Hood to the world. So now it's his job to put the work in. You got to equal the workout, okay? Hustle Hard got hot. Khaled got behind it. Sold a lot of copies the first week. It sold, it sold 26,000, but the single sold a lot, okay? I think the single went platinum, gold or platinum. So that's enough for the label to still stay behind you. Then they made the whole move to Cash Money or We the Best. He's over at Cash Money, dropped 2013, Trials and Tribulations. It did okay. It's like, this is where we got the Bugatti song. And Khaled was behind it, but it didn't catch. It was big, but guys, it's different from making money. You gotta, it sells, but if you didn't make more money than you spent, it's a problem, okay? So then they had to chill on Ace Hood for a minute. Khaled refocused on himself, as you should, because you can only control yourself and how hard you work, okay, in the game. So Khaled goes hard for himself, goes hard, drops a couple more albums. Then he gets big on Snapchat, and this is the biggest time of his year. In the meantime, Ace Hood dropped Starvation 3, Body Bag 3, and then Khaled got big on Snapchat. We didn't see the Ace Hood anymore, okay? So we're wondering what's going on. We see Ken Jones all the time. Even Vado, an artist that vowed to go with Khaled over staying with Cameron, said, I think I'm going to have more success over here. It was big in the beginning, but then Vado fell off because he didn't put the work in that's required, or and he, once you put the work in, the label will support you once you get your buzz up, okay? Now, Khaled got big on Snapchat, and then the question was asked recently, hey, what's up with Ace Hood? Around the time he dropped the Keys album, and he basically said, hey, Ace Hood, we're good. He kind of wants to do his own thing, but he's still signed to We the Best because they put money into him, okay? They're not going to just let him go, guys, okay? Khaled wants reportedly $1 million to release Ace Hood, as he should, okay? Now, Ace Hood just dissed Khaled on his new song. Now, when Khaled was on The Breakfast Club, Ace Hood responded through Twitter and deleted it. He said, oh, if only everything Khaled said was true. We're not cool, all that, but, he basically exposed, we're not cool. Khaled's lying up there. He's holding me back, okay? So on a new Ace Hood song, he says, I want my hands unchanged since you got the keys. Because, that's Khaled's whole thing. I got the keys, major key. This is his album. He wants to be released, but Khaled wants $1 million for Ace Hood's release, as he should, because time, sweat equity, and money was invested. Sweat equity is worth money too, guys, okay? They have a partnership. If I were Ace Hood, instead of going against the label, I would try to make it work for me. I'd try to get hot in the streets and get the label behind me, okay? Or I would present a deal to Khaled where I have a new situation and he's a part of it on paper, so I can move forward with my own situation, but Khaled's a part of it if it pops off. You got to make it appealing to the person that invested time and money into you. So, is Ace Hood the bad guy? No, he's frustrated, okay? He feels like he's being held back, but you can't. You got to work through the problems, okay? That's the lesson he has to learn in life, and he did learn in 2011 when he came out with Hustle Hard, okay? I don't know why he's not just doing the same thing he did before, okay? But Khaled, he's kind of dodging the issue. I mean, you shouldn't really hold somebody back, but it is business, so I can't fault Khaled either. And I don't blame Khaled for wanting $1 million for his release. It's kind of like a slap in the face when somebody tells you, you're lying and you want to be released, after all the hard work you put in. Just because it's not working out, you want to get released. That's not entirely his fault, okay? Sometimes you just got to watch. If someone's not putting the same work in as you got to wash your hands of that person and kind of let go. And that's what Khaled did. So hopefully they can work something, a business arrangement out here where, things work for their benefit, both of them.